Hello, Terry. Thank you for joining me today. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Cindy?
I am good. It's so nice to meet you.
Good.
I was we were just talking backstage. I've seen you in other people's chats, and it's like, okay, there's somebody I need to get on here.
Yeah,
Because
I talk a lot even in the chat.
but that's how you're a new channel. I think you have
Yes, I am a
100 and
brand new
something
channel.
subscribers, so we're gonna try to boost that up some,
Woo, woo, woo,
and
woo.
I am going to get your channel up here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, not like that. Woo. I just brought your chat. I just brought your live up with me on the other screen. I,
Oh, okay.
yeah, let me
I appreciate.
retry that now without having another audio going in the background. But
Right.
while I do that, let's address some of the people in the chat. 22Q Cat, this is Lynn. Hi, Cindy, Terry, and everyone. Happy Friday and first day of summer.
Woo-hoo. Oh, it sure is. It's official now.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah,
that
I
tutu.
was.
What's that tutu Q cat?
Yeah, you'll see her in
Yeah.
Chris's chats all the time.
Y- Yeah, I think I've seen her in there.
Yeah, she's an amazing lady. Good evening, all. This is Sean.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Hi, Lynn. Sean.
I
This
love
is
when everybody knows the other people in the chat. That makes it more
right.
interesting.
Well, that's it keeps this going. So, once they're all just saying hi to everybody, I kind of go,
Right.
they're seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Charlie,
Darth
Darth Carnivore.
Carnivore.
Hey, everyone. Now, have you met
I
anyone? Have you been to any meetups?
Oh yeah, I have. I've been to a couple of them. The last one I went to was Yuma, Tennessee. So I got to
Mhm.
meet Carrie Mann and Emma, and I always forget her sister's name, the other triplet. Because Emma's mostly in the forefront.
Yeah,
I
I don't
got
know.
to meet I got to meet a couple of people actually at Yuma. That was my
That's nice.
first like really big meetup. And then I went to one probably a month and a half before that, and that's with the Hey Sister Girl group. That Robin, Carnivorous Grandma, and
Yep.
Hanging with the
Gee.
Browns that they did. Yeah, G.
I got to
In
meet
fact,
them at Hack Your Health. They're funny.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
great.
They're hilarious. Hey, and I've been honored to be G's replacement on the Hey Sister Girl show when she's not available because she's also doing the cruise life right now. So
Yeah,
I'll
she's
be on that
busy.
show, I think this Monday. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Charlie, Sherry, Nevada Pup. Wow, that was
oh,
lucky. I forgot it was Friday. Have been dealing with pool issues and just came inside to cool off. Checked my notifications and there you were live. Well, I'm glad you checked and came inside. She
right.
lives in
I'm ha-
in heck of hot
I'm having pool
Arizona.
envy. Yeah, I'm having pool envy right now. I
Yeah.
miss my swimming pool I used to Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Right
Kat.
after she saw you on
22.
Chris's channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I promise I'll get better. I was just talking to Cindy about, you get, especially when you're first starting, you're still learning
Mhm.
all the things. So I
Yep.
will be putting more things out on my channel soon.
Great. I'll tell you the best advice I can give, and I have still a very small channel compared to all these
Hmm.
other people. Keep it
Right.
simple. Keep it as simple as possible and be consistent.
Yes, and
And I'm working
that's
on
my
that part.
downfall is consistency. Yeah. And I think I want to do what used to hang me up so much is editing, and I'm still not great at it. But I think I'm going to start doing more lives and just what I'm doing or what I eat in a day, what I'm doing in a day, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because what my channel is really about, I thought about sneaking the word carnivore in there, but what my initial purpose was to show the lifestyle you can have eating this way and aging gracefully. Because I am a woman of a certain age, but yeah, I still hike, I still teach salsa dancing. I still I do a lot of things.
You
Okay.
go. So you said of a
So,
certain
and
age.
yeah,
Are you going to tell
a
what that
woman of
age
a certain
is?
age, somewhere between birth and death. No, I'm just
Well, yeah, I think we all are there. My great grandson
no,
is there.
right. No, I'm
Oh,
actually 63.
so you're still young anyway.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
husband is 63.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
67. And like I said, I
Okay.
started this when I was 62, and I'm more
Hmm.
um, ketovore based. That
Hmm.
I except right now it's like I told you backstage, it's beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for this month, and it's all going good. But this
Yeah.
is Karen from Low Carb Spin. If you don't watch
Yeah,
their
I've seen
channel,
I've seen that name too.
yeah, they have great recipes out also.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll tell you, when you said editing, I do very little of it. I don't, like I
Okay.
told you, I don't care if I screw up
Okay.
because it's real
I'm gonna
life.
get that mentality. I'm gonna get that mentality, and I'm gonna start popping them out.
You,
And
you know, even if you want to do the daily things, that's up to you. But that's hard. I'll tell you now. It's like I'm putting up a daily short, which is really easy, just showing what
hmm
I'm eating on beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
right.
But overall, I do a weekly what I eat for the week, and I just show it. I don't
Ah.
usually show myself cooking the food. It's very
hmm
rare because it's so
hmm
repetitive. It's like eggs with
Right.
steak.
Right.
you know, Occasionally we'll go out and I may get a salad or, with my meal or something
Ooh.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
oh
Something
God,
exciting like that.
God forbid I'll be in trouble now.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's the main thing. Don't let the carnivore police come after me. It's
I
just,
have been
but I'm
deemed,
like, Chris, I don't care. Honestly, I
right,
don't care. If I want to eat
exactly,
onion with my hamburger sometimes, I'm going to eat onion with my hamburger sometimes.
right. So you enjoyed
Mhm.
one of Chris's meals at his house.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Mhm.
Number
Yep.
one, like the video only showed I think it took us maybe an hour to do all of just that cooking part,
Hmm.
but I was there for over 6 hours.
Yep. My husband and I went out there too one time and
Yeah,
I cooked with him and
right.
it was funny. He said, "You'll make a dish and I'll make a dish. I'll be your sous chef." I said, "Are you crazy with all your expertise?" And I've got this little, what
Now,
are you
see, I would take Chris up on that challenge. I used to have a catering business, so I'm no
Mhm.
stranger to the kitchen. And my oldest son is a chef.
Right.
So
But it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
lot of
So
fun.
I'll take that challenge, Chris. If you're listening, I got a challenge for you.
He's great.
Yeah.
But they're such good people. And I tell everybody just from being in their home, they
Hmm.
are the real deal. They are exactly who
That
they
part.
present themselves as being on
Hmm.
screen. And
Exactly. That's exactly it.
that's hard to find, but I have seen a lot of it in this community and it's just
Hmm.
great. Everybody I have
Well,
met in person on the live streams, having guests on, it's just
right.
incredible.
It's refreshing. It's refresh. It
Mhm.
gives you a better feel about humanity. That's for sure. Like
Right.
it's not so bad. It's not so bad in small batches.
Right. Right. So
but
just
Cindy, a lot of the people that I follow, because I don't just follow the carnivore world, I also do car camping. I do salsa dancing, like I said before. I do tiny home living, and I do traveling a lot. So the people that I have found in those genres, I have set a goal to meet them in person to see if they actually are who they say they are. And I've met a lot of people um that way in
yep.
person, and so far so good, knock on, well, this looks like wood anyway, that table. It's not really. It's really not
It's
wood.
all good.
But it looks like it. But they have been genuine people, and it does my heart well to know that number one, I'm selecting genuine people to watch and follow and take advice from, and number two, that genuine people still exist in the
Right.
world. So that's
Right. There's
yeah,
so many people that, when they gain success, it goes through their head and then
right.
they're just crazy. But you talk about
But so far, so
kind of
good.
the minimalist living. I'll give you a channel if you haven't checked her out. It's Chandru's. Oh my goodness! Now I'm on the spot. I just
Oh, you're
had her on
good.
the other day. I just had
Yeah.
her on live on Wednesday morning. Her and her husband live in Dubai,
She
and they
what?
moved in. They live in Dubai,
Oh, Dubai. Okay.
and they just moved into a studio apartment there. That's like, wow, that's a lot of little, close. You got to really love your husband.
Oh yeah, you do. Now I've only gone smaller by myself because
Hmm.
I'm widowed actually. Um
I'm sorry.
and oh thank you. But I was in a longer term relationship later, and it's no way I could have lived smaller. Way I could it was I couldn't live I couldn't live larger with him either. So so that's a whole nother live, okay? But
Yep.
but I am loving tiny living. I love tiny. Number one, I love the community that I'm in because again with like-minded people.
Right.
Um we all get together. In fact, it's funny. Right before our chat started, I got a text saying, "Hey, there's going to be another impromptu cookout tomorrow night if you're available." you know, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like an old fashioned community where you knew all your neighbors and you helped each other and all that kind of stuff. So I like that part.
Right. Okay. The channel I was talking about is Chandru's Life. I am going to
Okay,
post it
I'll
in
have to look
here.
that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted the link in there. Now I'm going to grab
Okay.
yours while we're talking, and then we're going to get to
Okay.
your story on why you started, if you started keto or carnivore or what you did, and the
to get
benefits that
here,
you've
huh?
had since. Do what?
I said, how did I get here, huh?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Everybody, let me see. Jeff's here.
Hi, Jeff.
This is my husband, Brian,
Okay.
Dale 30.
Hi,
He was a
Brian.
big Dale Earnhardt fan. That's why his
Ah.
thing is.
Well, I can hear we have, I forgot what kind of races down the street from here, and you can hear the cars every once in a while. I think they're
Oh,
doing them tonight. I
I
know who
bet.
that is.
Yeah. Dustin is
Hey,
here. Sherry
Justin.
said, yes, the pool is wonderful until it gives you crap. Not the time of year to have
That
salt
part.
chlorinator issues. Ooh.
Yeah. Mm.
Brian Fisherman Dishes here. Keep it kiss.
Keep it simple. Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid. Are you calling me stupid? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man. This is my sister that I was talking about backstage. Hi, fellow hail
Okay.
raisers. Now
Yeah.
this
I
is a
like the
term.
Hellraisers too that you did.
Okay, so you know about that. That was
Hmm.
Jerry is here. Hello, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Sherry says, Terry, I am a retired pro am swing and hustle dancer. I thought hustle in my
Okay.
20s and 30s. I can still dance, just not as limber as I used to be.
Well, the more you do it, the more limber you get. And I do swing too. I never was good at hustle though, but I didn't have a lot of people that knew how to do the hustle, so I didn't have a lot of time to or a lot of an opportunity to do it. But it's swing dance, I still do that every once in a while. I mostly do East Coast swing, but I want to start doing West Coast swing again. I had only gone so far and then I stopped. But anyway, I could talk about dance all night. Next.
That is great. I should have you and Sherry both. I don't dance, so it's all
Okay.
good.
Oh, dance is life for me. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So Lynn says, "Hi, Deb. Head hail raiser." Ha ha. So my sister came up with hail raisers for my group
Hmm.
name, but Sherry, the one I was talking about dancing, she had sent me a
Uh-huh.
video a while back about. She lives in Arizona, and it was
Uh-huh.
hailing there one day, and she sent me a little video and all this hail, and I'm like, "What? It's hailing in Arizona?" You like
Yeah,
what?
that's weird.
It
Yeah.
was like hard to comprehend. So in the chat when I was talking about it, like right after I had seen the video, a couple days
Mm.
after, Sean Bradley decides he's going to say, "What the hell?" That's and
It
then they were
literally
like,
just
"What are you going to
snowballed from
call
there,
us?"
huh?
Yeah. Then they said, "What are you going to call us? Hailstones, hail, whatever." And then my sister came up with hail
The
raisers.
hail
Like,
raisers. I
that's
love
it.
it. I love it. I love it.
Uh, not thought. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, we understood.
And Jerry says, "Our dear Cindy, we call her our BBB&E police."
Oh, okay. She
And
keeps you
that
straight,
goes
huh?
down to we had a 5-person live stream of the five of us group that were doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and we're in this chat together.
Uh-huh.
And Andy Gines, Mission Carnivore, if you don't
Hmm.
follow him, and Mission Keto is his wife, they're great.
Okay. Yeah.
They Andy had said something. I just lost my train of. Oh, he was telling what he had eaten, and he said he had pork chops. I said, "Whoa, time out, time out. That's not beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Bacon is, pork belly is, because it's bacon. Pork chops is a stretch." That's not,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've been deemed the BBB&E police. That's where that came from.
That is pushing it a little bit, but that's okay. No.
Tiny home
Oh,
living,
Sherry
keep
lives in
it
a tiny
clean.
home too.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I
it
got you
is.
beat though.
I,
How about
I
more
live in
like
a.
mine is more like 240 square feet. I got you beat.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's 1,400 square feet. That's about what our house is, Sherry, about 14, little over 1,400. Hi, everyone. I was doing dishes. Hello, Aaron. You can't live with them and you
Yeah, I
can't
just
legally them without, well,
and you can't. Oh.
yeah,
Y'all
Chandra's
are
like,
funny.
it's crazy. This is a crazy chat, I'll tell you.
Yes, hi Erin. I just started following Erin the other day because I saw her. It was at Booby Goat, and I just thought
Yep,
that was so hilarious.
yes. Yep. Dustin says, we live across the street from a drag strip and racetrack. We live like 10 minutes from the Indy 500 also. God help you.
Uh,
We, we used to
yeah.
live right in front of railroad tracks when we lived in New Hampshire. I mean, literally, tracks were right behind our house, going
Wow.
from Boston to I don't know where. We lived in New Hampshire. It was like so noisy. It was crazy. The whistles at 2 o'clock in the morning.
In the
Not
morning, yeah, because I
not a
can
good
hear
thing.
I'm in the community. The tracks run behind the community that's next to me, but you can still hear it at night. But I'm not so close that it bothers me like that.
Right. We I just kind of got used to it. My husband, it was his house when I met him. So I just kind of got into it and
Yeah.
it took a while to get used to, but it was good.
Right. Right.
That's the summertime. It gets good and loud around here. I bet. I can't imagine.
Well, it's I wish you could hear it now because I hear them, and then we hear the announcer sometimes, and I'll go and sit out, and it's almost like I'm there. One day I'm gonna go down there and just
Yep.
watch.
There, Dustin says, "What the hell?"
Do
There
the
you go,
hustle.
Jerry. They do the hustle.
So
This is Andy. My lady laugh a lot is her typical YouTube name, unless she's changing
okay.
it for good. visiting a rest stop and saw you on Miss You. Going to visit the daughter in Portland. They are on the
Oh,
cruise,
oh,
on the
okay.
Alaskan cruise,
Alaskan cruise. All right.
the low carb cruise that went to Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Dustin
follow
Friday.
Two Crazy Ketos too, and I've been watching some of their things about the cruise.
Oh, yeah. I've been following them for quite a few years. Them and Dr. Barry and
They were my first. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So Brian says, Dustin, it's Friday. That's what the hell it is. Miss you. Be safe. I hope the cruise was all you hoped it would be. Yep. And I hope you and Susan had a great time on the cruise. 2KK
I bet it
community
was
was
fun. I love
enforced and
cruising.
spending time with everyone was fabulous. The speakers were phenomenal. That's great. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
I'm
you had a
hoping to
good
do.
time.
I hope I get to do Joe's birthday cruise. I've kind of plotted it out, trying to get there
You're
because I can
plotting.
see hanging with them would be fun.
There you go. Dustin said, I thought tiny home living was like sub 400 square feet.
You can actually anything is considered tiny from 500 square feet down. It just depends on what you want. The Right now I am renting a home in the community while I wait for mine to be built, and I just recently decided to upgrade a little bit. I'm working on that, and the one that I want is right at about 400 square feet. It's a
So
little bit
this
bigger, but
200 something is a little too tiny, huh?
well, I like it. Honestly, if it was just me, and it is just me, but when my daughter and grandson visit, I would like to have a little bit more space for them to not have to get a hotel every time they come up, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, the 400 would give me enough to just have a little breathing room for company.
That's good.
But no, I can do the 200. The 200 is fine just by myself. I'm good.
Dustin said, we have railroad tracks that go right next to our neighborhood, but we hear the ones that are down the street more.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That
So I'm
is.
going to stop there for now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, how long have you been keto, ketovore, carnivore, and what got you started?
Well, it actually all started back in, I'll say probably late 2007, 2008 as with keto. My husband at that time, he was still alive, and he had been diagnosed with this stage 4 colon cancer. And we were introduced to keto just as a better way of living for him and eating for both of us. So of course I did it with him. And then I had another friend that was doing it with me, and we were actually, it was like Lucy and Ethel trying to do it with her, but that's a whole nother it was,
That's
and it was
great.
more like low carb. We would go to a Mexican restaurant and get one chip each and get our own bowls and dip the chip, lick the salsa off, dip the chip, just so just so we would only have that one chip. Yeah, we were crazy. But
That's
anyway, but
great.
he, yeah.
That's great.
Okay, then it was still so new, and it wasn't all the, well, I guess it was information now, but we just didn't know to look for it. But I really think it helped sustain his life longer
Mm,
than it would have normally have been, because having stage 4 colon cancer, the doctor's diagnosis wasn't as long as my husband actually lived. He lived 4.5 years after the diagnosis, and
wow.
at that time, the Guinness Book World of Records, it was 5 years that someone had lived. So if he would have made it at least another 6 months or more, he would have been the one in the Guinness Book World, World Records or whatever
He
for
was
colon
trying.
cancer survival. But
He was
yeah, I wish
trying.
we. Oh yeah, he was trying. He was trying, and honestly, didn't get extremely sick until the last 3 months.
Mm,
So Yeah, I wish we knew a little bit more then, like we know now about, yeah, because I'm sure I could have convinced him to go straight carnivore. And I think that would have, helped. But with what we know now, I just know that now I have to do better and just try to do better for my family and be a good example for my kids and grandkids. So
Yeah.
that's where it started. I actually had lost that time 86 pounds
Hmm. Keto
and
works.
felt, yeah, it does, right? And I was able to keep it off for almost 5 years. But then life got stressful again for me in other ways. First time really being single woman. First
Mhm.
time ever living by myself because by then my kids were grown and out of the house. It was a lot of firsts for me, and
Right.
yeah, it's a little stressful, and hormones were beginning to change into that menopausal stage, which I wish I knew again then what I know now, and I think that part of my life would have flowed a lot better. But yeah, I yeah, kind of fell off the wagon, kind of started creeping up in weight.
Hmm.
Um, and I did gain almost, not quite all 86 pounds back, but I'll say a good 60 of them back.
Hmm. It
So fast
happens,
forward,
you know.
yeah, tell me about it. And then it was
Mhm.
a lot of cortisol, stress. It was a lot of, it was a lot of things. Life was life in then, okay?
Yep. No doubt.
But it since then though I have dropped down 57 pounds of it.
Nice.
So yeah, as far
Now, when
as
did you get back?
weight, I started back more diligently. Well, let me start. I started during the pandemic because, and it wasn't 2020, it was more like 2021 because during 2020 I didn't care. I think I was like thousands of other Americans. You just didn't care. You were like, this will be over after a while. I can get out of my pajamas. But until then, I'm just gonna party like it's 1999. So I did. Um, and I pretty much ate what I wanted, and I had a brand new significant other then, and we just kind of ate however. But I also started noticing that my joints were hurting. I started seeing my puffiness in my face, and I think I showed you pictures of that and the darkness under my eyes, and I could barely go from the chair to the couch. And all I could remember then is like, I promised myself I wouldn't do this.
Right.
So that's when I started looking into a change of life. So I actually tried to be, I never wanted to be vegan because that just like too much work. But I tried vegetarian for maybe 2 or 3 months. But what I found is I was always hungry. I was always hungry. So
Mhm.
that didn't work. So then I just started thinking back to my keto days, and I'm like, you know what? That really worked for me. And I was happy then. Still didn't understand a lot of the science behind it at the time. But I started looking on YouTube because, I think everybody went down the YouTube rabbit hole then and found people like you said, Dr. Berry. I found the two crazy ketos. I found Black Carnivore. I don't think she has her channel still, but I found people that were doing keto and more because I had never heard of carnivore before.
Right.
So when I heard that, I'm like, ooh, maybe I should try that. So I started with what I knew because I knew how to count the carbs. I knew how to do the total carbs and the net carbs and how to calculate. I already knew that. So I started there just because I was so familiar. But then I kept looping down to the carnivore world. And it was just like, oh, I think I can do this. So fast forward to this January. I actually, like I said, I'm part of the Hey Sister Girl group.
Hmm.
And we did kind of a reset in January. I joined their group in December, and we did like a reset and a walk challenge. And we just started doing some tweaking. We're like, hey, this worked for me. And I was like, oh, let me try. And then, oh, this worked for me. But anyway, we were doing, we have a challenge, and it's ongoing, 14,000 steps a day. Um, we noticed that for me anyway, and a couple of the other ladies in the group, when I want to increase my fat, I was doing butter, but I couldn't break my stall. So what I did is found meat fat. I found beef fat and started chunking it up and frying it where it's real crispy outside but nice and juicy. Oh, it's so good. And the more I ate that, the I broke my stall because I had been
Wow.
stalled for a little bit over a year. And I dropped like 12 to 15 pounds just within a month of eating
Wow.
fat. So the correlation there for me was, oh, maybe the butter fat, and that's again nothing scientific. I'm not a doctor. I am not a healthcare professional, as we all have to say on
No.
YouTube. But maybe because the butter fat is a different type of process than the straight fat that's coming straight from the meat, it made a difference. I had butter. I try to eat a little bit of butter, beef fat every meal. Every meal. Like I said, I cut it up. And if you fry the beef fat, of course it makes tallow, which is good. But sometimes I even fry the beef fat in bacon grease, and it reminds me of eating hash brown potatoes, and I'm even more happier because I love hash brown potatoes in the past.
That's
So it makes me
awesome.
feel like I'm really eating. Feels like I'm
That's,
cheating, but I'm not.
that's great. Beef
Yeah.
tallow and bacon fat tastes like hash browns.
To me. But you know, our
It,
palates kind of change, though. It's kind of like
well,
what you think you remember from eating that.
absolutely. I mean, everybody reacts differently to everything, and finding what works for that person is what's important, no matter what aspect of it is. And
Right.
it's just insane. So you said you started in 2007 with keto.
Yes. Yeah.
What,
But like I said,
if you
I
don't
didn't
mind sharing,
maintain it.
what
I'm
was
sorry,
your
what?
starting weight before you started into that?
Back then, I probably, if I remember correctly, I was 200 and like 48.
Hmm. And then you
And
lost
I
80
got,
something.
yeah, I got down to like 100 and the lowest I got, I remember, is 168, but then I stopped and fluctuated back up to like around 172-ish and stayed
Hmm.
in that range for a long time. And you
Right.
do the math because I can't calculate it right now, but it's in and around the right numbers. Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
And now that you're on carnivore and you've been
Hmm.
doing these challenges since January, where are you at now?
I am now. So when I restarted again in 2021, 22-ish, I
Hmm.
had gotten up to 236.
Hmm.
And now I'm down to, I fluctuate between 179 and 182.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome though.
So,
More
yeah.
importantly, any health benefits from the beginning
Oh,
of 2007 to
mm.
now, what you've noticed in
W-
changes and
well, back in 2007, I noticed a big energy boost. I wanted to do things. I was really social back then. That's when I actually started um, getting into dance. Well, after it was more like 2010, I started getting into dance, and yeah, it was just a nice change of pace for me. I was willing to break out of my norm and do things. Now this time around, what I've noticed even more is mental clarity.
yeah,
That is my biggest like, between God and carnivore, is the reason that I live the lifestyle I do now. The mental clarity made me realize I did not need to be in the relationship that I was in. Mental clarity made me realize that I wanted to do other things in life than what I was doing. Mental clarity gave me my sense of adventure. Mental clarity, it just changed my life. Period.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you had
So, and
mentioned
it's
that you
good.
were starting to feel joint pain. That I would imagine that's gone. If you're out
Yes.
boogieing on the floor, on the dance floor, that must be gone.
Yeah. Every once in a while, like especially if I eat out, and I try to eat as clean as I can, but you can't dictate what other people cook in sometimes.
Right.
I can the next day I'm like, oh, why does my hip hurt? Then I go, oh wait, I ate out yesterday. Hmm.
Mhm.
It's funny how quick your body will respond to that kind of stuff.
Right. I have to say I feel really blessed in kind of way because nothing bothers me. I can eat
Hmm.
something like we go out to eat. We'll go to McDonald's and get burger patties. I've been to IHOP and got the whole eggs and bacon. I've been to Sonny's Barbecue and got their sliced brisket, and that's all
Hmm.
that's all great because that's all smoked meat and
You're right.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I love smoked
But
meat.
I mean, we've been to various places, Wendy's and everything, and nothing, even if there's any seed oils involved, which I'm sure there are, it doesn't bother me. And
Okay, that's good though. I mean,
I
and
thank God for that. But at the same token, there's other things that like I really have a serious sweet tooth that all of my people know. And Chalk Zero crept into my life and
Mhm.
it took over my life because I couldn't go past it without grabbing a piece or two.
Right. No, I get that one. I think we've all been
Mhm.
through that.
So it's like, and I had put back on about 27 pounds from my lowest
Okay.
to the beginning of June.
Hmm.
And I am down almost 10 pounds this month
There you
on beef,
go.
butter, bacon, and eggs. So
Yeah.
there's something to that about giving all that stuff up. But I don't know about you. I was a big nighttime snacker, sitting in front of the TV. That has been the hardest thing this month. And I
Oh,
fight it
okay.
tooth and nail every night. It's like, nope, you don't need it. Nope, you don't need it. Nope, you don't need it. Even if it's meat,
Hmm.
because I dehydrated some fajita meat strips
Hmm.
before I
Okay.
started beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, just to have it on hand. And I have hard boiled eggs in there. But I'm
Hmm.
like, you don't need to eat at night. You're good. You had
Right.
dinner. You're
Right.
good. So
Right. Right.
getting that in here was it was like, but at nighttime it was like, and I know it was more boredom eating than anything.
And habit. Habit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because like before I started keto, I had both of my knees replaced, and so I was off of my feet for a while. I had one done, and a few
Hmm.
years later, I had my other one done that got infected,
Wow.
and I had to have two other surgeries after that on that same knee. So I was, with my foot up, with my feet up for a while. And my kids and my husband, they would say, we're going to the store. Do you want anything? I said, dark chocolate. Absolutely, dark chocolate, because that was my thing. And I
Hmm.
swear I ate it every night. It was,
Hmm.
this was like pre keto. When I
Right.
started keto, I got to tell you, my mindset was there. And it was like full in, very strict, 20 total carbs or less a day, no
Hmm.
matter what, for 90 days. No keto baked goods, no that I would
Hmm.
make, nothing.
Hmm.
Nothing entered. The only thing I never gave up was my Diet Pepsi.
Ah,
I,
okay.
I figured, man, I
But
gave up so much stuff.
right.
And I
Because I
don't drink
haven't given up
coffee.
coffee. I
Right. See, I
and
don't
I'm
drink
not going to
coffee.
right now.
I don't drink
Well, I was
coffee.
gonna
I
say if
don't
you're a
drink meat.
soda drinker, most soda drinkers don't drink coffee. It's like vice versa. Most coffee
Uh, my
drinkers don't really drink soda. Yeah.
my husband's a rare breed. He does both.
Oh, okay. There's always that exception.
Yeah, always. This is funny. Aaron says, I feel like I live in a tiny home. I do not live in a tiny home. You feel like it because you have 10 kids.
Right, right. But Aaron, I love your homesteading though. That's a
Yes.
goal. Me and my
Yeah.
daughter both are into that.
Yeah, I don't think I would be going traipsing through mud. I'm too much of a sissy for that. Terry said, oops, just realized I'm in Terry's page. Say hello to everyone on your page for me, Cindy. So everybody, Jerry says hello.
And
If I
thanks,
could
Jerry.
afford it, yes, if we could afford it, Shell and I would love to live in our RV and travel full time.
Yeah.
I have to.
Hey, but honestly, look into it because you might be able to afford it more than you think you can.
They just started a new
I'm just
job
saying.
too.
Oh, okay. Well, keep the new job for a minute, but
Yeah.
if that's your goal, start looking at that new job as only something that's going to supplement you for later. Just
Mhm.
saying.
My sister said I wouldn't have space for all my yarn in a tiny house. Goodness.
You'd be surprised at the storage that you can have, and a lot of us have sheds as well. So, and one guy has a shed that he made into a workshop. So you can still do hobbies. You almost have to think out of the box when you want to go tiny. And tiny doesn't mean minimal. There are a lot of people that are tiny livers that have a lot of stuff. It just means you don't have a mass amount of square footage. So you have to really think the process through of what's important to you in life.
Yeah, I get where Erin's coming from with her
Yeah.
brood of kids. When my
Yeah.
husband and I lived in New Hampshire, his house was 974 square feet. At one time, there were 13 people living in that house.
Oh,
There were
wow.
two bedrooms. We had redone half of the basement for one massive bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they were piled, my kids and my grandkids, they were all sharing one half of the basement.
Okay.
And, you do what you got to do for family. And they were
Mm-hmm.
my one son was just moving up there from Texas. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just crazy, crazy. So
Yeah.
it was like, so I get her comment because
Yeah.
I mean, we had our space. We had the living room.
Mm-hmm.
They had their TVs in their bedrooms and all this and that. And they would barely come in and sit down in the living room because they figured
Mm-hmm.
that was our space.
Right.
But
Right.
man, I'll tell you, I had rules. I had a set of rules on my refrigerator door. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, you guys read these, you follow them, or there's the door. Because for this to
Right.
work, and there was only one bathroom in the house for
Right.
13 people. I
So
said,
you
you got to
had to
follow
have
these
rules. You have
rules,
to have
or,
boundaries. Yeah.
there's the door. And it worked. It was
Mhm.
crazy, but it worked.
Like
Yep.
I said, you just have to think out of the box and make
Oh,
it
yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Sherry says,
and
I taught West Coast, but can do both. Dancing was my life for 17 years. Stopped when I was 40. That's when I gained all my weight.
yeah, Sherry,
Yep.
you got to get back into it. And West Coast, I think it's so beautiful of all um the what was I was going to say? The swing dances. I'm like, I forgot, I dropped my thought there. All the swing dances. West Coast to me is the most creative, and but it's the timing of it, and she knows what I'm talking about. That
Mhm.
makes it interesting.
Yeah. Sherry said, I was teasing. I don't live in a tiny house. It's just a small house, 4-bed, 2-car garage, and a huge backyard, 1,500 square feet of astroturf and pool. That sounds
Hey,
like a
that sounds
really
good to
nice
me.
place.
Yeah.
Here's Lynn. Cindy wouldn't have room for all of her keto chow in a tiny house.
Well, you should see where I have mine stocked. I have that too. So
Shell
far,
and I
y'all
are
haven't
going on
named
this.
anything that I can't handle in a tiny.
Yep. Shell and I are going on
Oh,
the
are you going
second
to the
leg of the
second
50K
one?
cruise.
Yeah, I was actually, I want to do both. I know how I am, and I like to cruise, and I haven't been on one since 2019, and it's time.
There you go. Andy
It's
said, we're going
time.
to 2KK birthday cruise in December. Would love to meet you in person.
Yeah, well, Andy, I might just have to make that happen.
There you go.
I might have to make that happen.
I'm jelly of everyone going on these cruises. I'm glad
Come
everybody's having a
on,
great
Dustin.
time. I've never been on a cruise and
Really?
never been out of the country. It's like, I'm good.
Oh,
Time to
you
get
don't
back
like
on
to
the road. Have a
travel?
great weekend. She's probably long
All
gone.
right, be careful out there, Andy.
Yeah. Sean said the second leg is December 8th until the
8th
12th.
through the 12th. Yeah, oh, trust me, I've looked. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out how to get it done. I've got another. Well, I'm going to. I love to travel. I've been out of the country for a couple of times, but
Mhm.
I love cruises too. But I'm going to San Francisco next month, and then I've got a meetup in Michigan that I'm doing, and then I'm visiting some friends in Wisconsin in August, and then I'm trying to get to Mexico for my birthday in September. So yeah, I like to travel a lot.
Very nice.
Yeah. Hi, Target Prime Rib. I've seen your name in chats too.
Yep. Yep. That's Thomas. I've actually had him on it live too. He's been on.
Okay.
Where are they going for the 2KK vacay?
I think it's I'm trying to remember. It's Caribbean, but I can't remember which parts of the Caribbean. I know one leg of it I had not been on a cruise ship, and one leg of it I had because they're doing two back to back. But it's kind of like I'm not really there to see the places, especially on the one I've been on before. I'm there to meet the people. So,
Right. Thomas said
oh yeah,
he
I was
saw
on
you
Dr.
on Dr.
Kilt's.
Kilt's.
Yeah, that's the,
How,
that's the time I had to get up really early.
how was that? Because I'm going on August
That was
12th.
fun though. That was
Was it?
fun. That was fun.
Good. It's
It
something
was
to
just
look
really
forward.
early.
Yeah. 6 a.m. for me. So the one we're going on is going to Coco Cay and Cozumel.
Cozumel. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. So sorry about your husband, Terry. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
thank
way
you.
behind.
Thank you. He was an amazing man, that's for sure.
Yeah. When you said stage 4 cancer, my sister's husband, my sister Deb, that's in the chat, her late
Mm-hmm.
husband was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer due to
Mm,
Agent Orange.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
that was crazy.
So sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sherry on a low carb journey, stopping to say hello, friends. And Sherry, I hope you and Jim are
Hi,
doing
Sherry.
well. I know you had sent me a message, and I am so sorry. Her husband has to have a toe removed.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
it's
so
been
sorry,
bad.
Sherry.
Yeah, so they were just on like a couple weeks ago, last week. I
Yeah.
can't keep up. They were on 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Okay. Prayers for you, Sherry, you and your husband.
yes. Today is the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
I have
Okay,
been in
then.
the ocean. I have been in the ocean and a shark swam by, but it was a hammerhead shark and it was a baby one. And I just kind of nicely eased back out of the water.
Okay.
So, because I'm like, if the baby one's here, the mommy is somewhere near.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I
I
don't
know
think hammerheads are as bad, but just in case.
my husband and his daughter, they used to go to Disney a lot. But I know there was one point in time, I don't know where it was, they swam with the sharks. And I'm like, you're crazy. Y'all are nuts.
But that's the thing. All sharks aren't attackers. Some are docile. But you just have to know which one. It's not like you can swim up to one and say, "Hey, which one are you?"
That's right. Test them. No, no. Just carnivore keeps me hungry, but eating mostly my veggies does not. Strange how we are all so
Really?
different. She eats very,
Wow.
very little meat as a
Oh,
rule.
wow.
She has picked that up since she joined our groups.
Oh wow. Yeah, and it's totally the opposite. Like if I do eat a salad or green beans or something, I find that I'm hungrier the next day.
Mhm,
But if I'm eating beef, like I said, trying to eat my beef fat, and I'm almost for most of the time I'm OMAD. It's because I'm learning that I'm a volume eater. Like the meal I had today, I like to put things on the smoker. I'm from St. Louis, so I smoke my meat. I love my barbecue and stuff. But I
mhm,
put a chuck roast on the smoker, and I put some chicken thighs on the smoker. So I had chuck roast, I had the beef fat bites, and chicken breast. And I'm not really hungry now, but I have when I'm kind of like in between, I have some beef broth in the refrigerator that I'll sip on. That way I'm not really eating, if that makes sense.
mhm. Yep. Jerry
Oh,
says
okay.
beef suet was exactly the thing that got me off of the stall too.
Mm-hmm. It's something about it coming straight back from the meat. I really think it's because butter is processed per se that it kind of like whipping cream, heavy whipping
Mhm.
cream. A lot of people stall if they stay on that.
Right.
But the beef fat seems to release everything.
Yep. Brian says to Sherry, yep, one big carnivore fish. Jaws. Beef fat
Yep,
hash
beef
brown.
fat hash browns.
That's
There you
just
go.
wild.
That's what we're gonna call them now.
That's wild. Yeah, great job, Terry, Sherry says. Dustin says
Yeah,
mental
thank you.
clarity is huge. It definitely.
Yeah, and also it helped my anxiety, and it's still helping my anxiety. Again, if I go out to eat and I can tell something's in the food because I'll feel a little anxious the next day and I'm like, I ate out yesterday. But
Mhm.
I had severe anxiety for a while and
Wow.
it's just not I mean, I what I'm learning is your muscle memory is always there, but what I have found is I'll think about like, oh, I used to react to this. Hmm, I'm not reacting to this now. So it's more of that kind of thing now. It used to be like I could not ride in the car with other people. It would just freak me out.
Oh, wow.
But now if I get in the car with someone else, I'm like, I'm good. And I
Mhm.
don't even think about it until like I'm further down the road and I'm like, I'm actually riding in the car with someone else.
Yep.
So
Giving up that
yeah.
control of driving, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is that control that you really don't have anyway.
Yep. That's right. With all the crazies on the road, you are so right. Dustin says
Hmm.
satiety and most of the time food noise being controlled is another. Yeah. I
Every
just
once in a while I'll have some food noise, but it's usually if I've food prepped and there's something in there that I prepped that I know I want to eat now instead of waiting till later. So
yeah.
is that considered food noise? Or is that just you want to eat something good?
It's like seeing it, you want it. That's it. That's
Exactly. Like I smoked some jalapeno sausages the other day, and I know they're in the refrigerator right now. And I'm not hungry. But man, would that be good at this moment?
it doesn't help that we're talking about food either, right? As to say, first time I ever cooked pork belly. We were on vacation. I roasted the bulk of a 10-pound pork belly, cubed the leftovers the next morning, and made carnivore home fries. This was in like 2017. First time I ever cooked. I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, we could read between the lines, Dustin. We got you. But
I'm
I
telling
know
you.
now pork belly, how I would do a reset, like if I would go off plan early on in this journey, I would the next day I would make sure I had some pork belly and a ribeye. And that I always call that my reset meal. In fact, I just finished off my pork belly yesterday, but it wasn't a
I just
reset. It
went
was
on
just
the
I
hunt
wanted
for
pork
some
belly.
Yeah, we went on the hunt for some today and could not find it. I've not had any this whole month of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and I know you can because it's just bacon.
Right,
And
right.
I could not. I went to Aldi's. I have seen it. They didn't have any. Went to Walmart. I have seen it at Walmart in the past. They didn't have any. Kroger's never carries it. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I might have to.
Well,
I tell my booty out to Costco.
yeah, I was
'Cause-
gonna say Costco always has, I can tell you which bin it is.
oh, I know.
Because that's where
I
I used
know
to
right
get.
where.
Or if you have an international market in your area, go there and they actually have better prices.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
Mhm.
I don't know if there is
Mhm.
one, honestly.
Okay.
And Sherry says, sounds good, Dustin, with the home fries.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sherry. I think I've only seen Jaws once, gives me nightmares. Music makes nauseous. Hazard of doing a movie next to the ride at Universal. Dun dun dun
Dun-dun,
dun.
dun-dun, dun-dun, dun. Yeah, we used to play shark in the pool when I had a pool. My kids were little. We just swim like this up to each other and they, you know.
Yep. Sherry, we weigh the same. How tall are you?
I'm about 5'6.5". And I'm saying that I was 5'6" all my life until I started dancing. And I think it elongated my spine. So the doctors were measuring my height at 5'7", but I'm gonna say I kind of adjusted somewhere about 5'6.5",
There you go.
because I didn't know adults could still grow.
Dustin said, I love both soda and coffee, though I'd rather have a coffee.
Yeah, I love me some
We
coffee,
know this.
man.
We know this, Dustin. Sorry, gotta go. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jerry.
All right, bye, Jerry.
She's probably long gone. Apparently, Cindy has been the police for a long time, huh?
Long
No,
time.
no.
Y'all are funny.
Our house felt like a tiny home during the pandemic when everyone lived here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, it's
Yeah, I
crazy
had
when
I
you
had
have so
a
many
couple of
people.
extra people. Yeah, I had a couple of extra people in my house at that time too. So, oh, thank you. Is it 22 Q cat or 22 Q cat?
22
How do
Q
we
Cat
say
or
that?
Lynn. Lynn.
Okay.
It's Lynn.
Lynn. Mhm.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks.
Good evening, Brenda. Hello,
Good
hello.
evening.
And saying hello. Sherry said, I'm like Cindy. I have an iron stomach. Only the two things I'm allergic to bother me. I can eat anything, just don't like a lot of meat. I love my veggies. I didn't like the pork belly, but like bacon.
Oh, okay. And I actually have found the bacon ends. I don't know if anybody else has seen those. It comes in a package. You can usually get 3 pounds of it for like $9. And it's just the after they do the beautiful slices of bacon, it's whatever's cut off on the end pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually the fattiest. And man, when I say that, I don't care if it's not perfectly straight. I want that flavor, and it's so good. Oh my
I have
goodness.
gotten
And
those from a local butcher shop. That,
yeah,
as much as it can be called a butcher shop, it's not. But I have gotten the bacon ends, and I've put those in a
yeah.
pot and crisped
Mm-hmm.
them all up. It was so
Mm-hmm.
good,
It
so
is
good.
so good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Brenda,
I'm
I'm
glad I
right
don't
there
have any
with
in the
you.
refrigerator.
Brenda
I
said, I
love
need some
pork
pork
belly.
belly.
I
Yeah.
love pork belly.
Brenda said, I went from 5'5.5" to 5'4". I'm about five
For
four, and I used to be 5'5" also.
okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Harris
Have
says,
to
I've
take
been
care of
here. I
your
had to take
chicken.
care of my chickens, and now I need to go buy a whole bunch of beef fat and break my stall. There you go.
I'm serious. Yeah,
Just
Aaron. It
listening.
it worked for me, and it worked for some of the other women that I'm in the group with. And oh man, that's what I do. I have chicken envy. My daughter has chicken, so when I go to her house, I get to get fresh eggs. Whoa, I love it. So I try to get to her house. I think that's her incentive for me to come so I can get fresh
There you
eggs.
go.
You think that's what it is? No, of course I want to go see my family.
Mhm. It's an added benefit to get the eggs.
Yeah. Oh, Darth
They're
Carnivore. Yeah, I'm actually in the speaking lineup.
nice.
I'm doing the activities. I'm gonna do the party part, the dance part, and other stuff.
I would have probably guessed that if I knew about the event.
Yeah,
Half an
I
inch
put it
less
up as
than
a
five
thing, a
centimeters.
flyer the other day. I need to keep putting it up there.
There you go. Oh, I might like bacon ends. I will need to look for those. Pork belly was just too big. Just got to cut it smaller. That's all.
Oh yeah, you gotta cut it up.
Pork belly, I put it in good size, like 1 inch chunks. And
Mm-hmm.
man, air fry
Mm-hmm.
that crispy. That is like the best. God,
And I always
so good.
smoke mine, smoke it just to get that smoke flavor, and then I cut it up into my chunks, and when I want to, actually eat it. Sometimes I make
Yeah.
it like burnt ends too, and crisp it real hard and put some sugar-free barbecue sauce on it. And yeah, okay, keto police don't come for me. But yeah, every once in a while I'll do that
You'd be
too.
more worried about the carnivore police with
Oh
that one.
yeah, I'm in carnivore police, not
Woo, you'd
keto
be in
police. You're right.
trouble. You'll
Come
be
for
in
me. I don't care.
trouble. That's right.
I'll dance you, okay?
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
That's
Because
like,
it's not a
I
daily
have said,
thing.
and they've all heard me say this. I have said with low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore, vegetarian, vegan, I don't care what you're doing.
Right.
If you're doing this to benefit your health and it's working, that's great.
Then leave
You
us
know,
alone, right?
and I have said ongoing, I won't deal with any negativity in the chat or on my Facebook page, nothing, because
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of it in the world as it is
It
that
is.
I just can't. Life's too
I
short for
can't.
that. It's
I always
crazy.
tell people if you don't have rainbows and unicorns to talk about with me, then don't talk to me.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, on my Facebook, like you said, on my Facebook page, if it's not about unicorns and rainbows, not literally people, but I'm just meaning good stuff. Don't
yeah,
talk to me then.
yeah. Brenda said, "Good thing I've had my supper. I'd be going to the store.
Right.
I am officially on vacation. Yay!
Woo!
Yay,
What we doing for
Brenda.
vacation, Brenda? What we doing?
How long is your vacation? And are you going to the Eaton, Ohio meetup next Saturday?" I did cut it up in small pieces. I tried twice, was just not a fan. I remember when you tried it. Yep.
Maybe if
Uh,
you could get someone to smoke it for you, Sherry, it would taste better. It gives a better mouth. Like I don't like it just plain. I really like that smokiness in it because it's closer to bacon, I guess.
yep. I we do sometimes. We'll buy the big slab and we'll smoke it, and then I'll cut
Mm-hmm.
it in like thirds
Mm-hmm.
and freeze each third, and then
Ah,
I'll
okay.
cut the third in strips and then in cubes.
And
Oh,
then cubes. Yeah.
oh, so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to
And I
find
save the
some.
fat from it. Has
Yeah,
anyone ever put their bacon grease and their tallow together? I call it, we usually say, oh, look at that golden deliciousness. I call that my platinum. Oh my gosh, the mixture of those two is so good. So good.
I have not. I have
It's good.
plenty of things of bacon fat, bacon
Hmm.
grease. That plenty.
I got bacon and beef. They have them. I have them in separate containers. One bacon, one tallow. But then I have one little jar that's combined. Oh my goodness, it tastes so good when you put
Hmm.
it on things. Yeah.
I bet. Dustin says so much more harm than help comes from jumping on people because you think you know better than everyone else. You'll drive people
Hmm.
away who are only trying to get healthy. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think
Hello,
that's what
Debbie.
I've liked, that Chris and Ash really have started speaking up on that and kind of giving us some more backbone to us. Like, yeah, yeah, what he just said, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like I said, I've always said that it's, you know, you can't you can't bring out the negativity if you want anybody to follow suit, because
Mm-mm.
it's not going to work. Debbie says, "Hey
Oh, Debbie, I'm
everyone, our
sorry
AC
about your
went out on
car.
our vehicle today. We're at Advance Auto now. Two things wrong with it. It's always something. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, Deb. Sorry about the
Yeah,
vehicle.
sorry about that. Yeah, because I
Anyone
know
see?
yesterday I was at an event and I saw so many people. It's like you can't unsee unhealthy people now, and so many
Mhm.
that I knew were younger than me and some of maybe a little older, and so but you could just see all the metabolic syndromes that they must be experiencing, and you just want to go over to them. It's what you're eating, but you know
Mhm.
you can't do that.
It's
You
like
know
going
you
to the
can't do
grocery
that.
store and seeing all the stuff in their carts. It's like, oh my goodness.
And they're wheeling themselves around in because they
Mhm.
can't walk through the store. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it gets to me.
Anyone seen the new animal documentary? I watched earlier this morning, but fell asleep at a few parts. Probably still tired from Disneyland return late last night. Well, I hope you had a good time at Disneyland. But I
Right.
saw a little excerpt of it, and it's going to be fantastic. That's the
So
one that
I'm missing that.
Dr. Berry, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Baker, they all make an appearance in this, and who
Okay.
else? And it's directed by a big time movie producer. So it's going to
Okay.
be. Dr. Berry had a little thing about it on his channel probably about a month
Okay.
ago,
Okay.
and it came
I'm
to
gonna have to check
fruition
that out.
quickly.
Is it
It just
is it
was released
about
today. Do
is
what?
it about how people are feeding their animals like humans and wondering why they're getting sick too?
It's about carnivore.
Oh,
Straight. It's
okay.
about carnivore.
Oh, just okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm seeing though a lot of, because again in this community there are a lot of people that have dogs and they're walking them around. Oh, my dog has this and my dog has that, and I'm like, feed the dog some meat. He's an animal. And you're like, dogs are carnivores. Cats are carnivores. Chickens are carnivores. People, what dog used to hunt sweet potatoes? Really? Okay, I'm sorry. I had a moment.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's true. Charlie, I'll watch that tomorrow, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's I
yeah,
gotta find the whole thing. I just saw a little bit of it, and
yeah,
it's gonna be great.
yeah. I want to see that too.
I always find unicorns to eat too funny. Thomas, Thomas, Thomas.
No comment.
Yeah, exactly. Rick
But
is here.
funny.
Hi
That was
all. I'm
funny.
at Weir's Beach in Laconia in New Hampshire for Bike Week. I can't hear anything too noisy. I'll watch a replay later. Well, thank you, Rick. Just saying hi. Go back next Tuesday, flying out to St. Louis for a quilt retreat planned for a year.
Oh,
Nice, Brenda.
okay. St.
That
Louis is
should
my
be.
hometown, Brenda.
There you go. You'll have to make arrangements here. That sounds like a meeting in the works.
Yeah, no, I don't live there now, but I hadn't lived there in a while, but that is where I was
Yeah.
born.
I've never mixed the bacon grease and the tallow, but now I'm going to. Now, Aaron, did you ever think
Yeah.
that too much butter is why you're stalled, Miss Butterwoman? Her.
Yeah.
Have you seen her little
Just do
commercial
a
she
little
does
bit
on her
of it,
channel?
Aaron, but and see if you like it.
Yeah, and yeah, I would say you might want to stay close to the bathroom too.
Now you know that okay, so I had that fear as well, but I think now I can eyeball exactly how much fat my body needs, and I don't have pyrotechnics in the bathroom.
That's good.
It's
That's
it's now I did a little bit at first until I got adjusted, but it still wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be at first.
mhm.
So yeah, I know it's like I can almost eyeball. It's usually about that much of it because it cooks down. I cut up this much, but it cooks down to about right here on my plate every day. And now, of course, it's easy going because carnivores always have to talk about meat and poop, right? But they go together.
It seems like the
But
thing.
yeah, but it's not bad like you would think it would be. I think
Mhm.
it's once you become fat adapted, you know, and I know I'm fat
Probably.
adapted.
I
Yeah.
know I had one time I had mixed. I usually put collagen in with my keto chow shakes when I make them, or if I
Mm-hmm.
make them into ice cream, it's got collagen in it. One time I thought, oh, 'cause I have perfect keto products, and I have the MCT powders. So I put
Yeah.
a scoop of that in, and man, I paid the price the next day. Holy cow!
Yeah.
It
So
was
that's your
bad. I'm like,
sensitivity there.
whoo, dang, that was
Yeah,
bad.
but that's better than because before when I would eat steak on the standard American diet, but I was eating with the baked potato and all the other stuff, it would clog me up. And so that was a fear at first becoming carnivore, but when it all of a sudden everything start flowing the way it should and better, then I was like, "Oh, so it's the combination of
Yep,
that carb being in there that's messing me up, not the meat."
yep. Carbs do the nasty things,
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah,
There's I'm
and I
waiting to go
even
shop tomorrow. We're plans to make panko. Spend $25 at Dollar Tree and get $5 off. There you go.
okay. Yeah, I've even had a little touch of what is it when vegetables are coming out of your skin or the reaction from it.
Not
Oh, what do
sure.
they call it? And I see the lady that's really noted for it in my head. But anyway, I do have a little scar from the first time I was reacted from that.
Wow.
Um, but it's after a while the toxins of the vegetables start coming out in like little rashes or things like that. I did have a bout with that when I first went strict carnivore.
Oh, when I first started strict keto, I was still eating like broccoli or whatever. I had
Hmm.
sores all over my back. There were like little spots. That's probably the same type of thing. It
Yeah,
was
it's like
it was bad.
I've got to look that up. I can't think of the name
Uh,
of it. I never can.
Yeah,
Terry going to have.
Terry gonna have to try deep frying my chicken skins in leftover tallow lard. Now that you mention it,
Hmm.
I just put
Well, I
them
used to
babies
do
in the
my chicken
oven.
skins in bacon grease anyway. Oh my goodness, that's so good. So good. So good.
Yep.
I like to cook.
Well, that's a
Um,
bonus because I, Debbie,
right.
I am having salt chlorinator pool problems, just like AC. Not the time of year to have those problems. Yeah. And Debbie, yes, she does. Let me see if I still have this here to put it. There's Terry's channel link. I just posted it. Hey, Charlie. I went live today on Amazon. It went live today on Amazon, the animal documentary. So
Oh,
it went
okay.
live.
Okay.
I will check it out. Thank you, Brian. I don't preach carnivore, but I wear meat friendly merch that works well with my physique. For example, just got my all beef, no bull t shirt, which elicits good reactions in public. I mean, I don't know how well you can see his picture for YouTube.
Hmm.
That is impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
I've had him
It
on
is
too, and
impressive.
he's just
Yeah.
and I've obviously I've met him, and shared
Yeah,
been at
I have
several
my little
things with him.
meat karma. This one's Healing Humanity one that I got at the Yuma meetup. Then I have one that says Body by Ribeye. I really think I look cute in that one. I love that one for some reason.
Y'all need
Then
to
I
get a
have
"What
one.
the Hell" T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
It's available in the merch shop. Yes. Hi,
There
Brian
you
and
go.
Charlie.
I'm gonna have
That's
to look
great.
that up.
Hey, Debbie and Deborah. Great, but they're with you, Terry. Yep. Dustin said people are only concerned with being perfect carnivores or keto who doing really want to help. They just want to prove a point. It's all really just grinds my gears. There's
Yeah,
nobody
grinds
that's
mine
perfect.
too. Nobody.
Nope.
No
I
one.
bet you do
Well, we
get a
have
lot of
one
reactions.
and
Yeah, there's only one perfect person.
yep. I'm
I
still trying to
agree.
think of what is that the toxin called for the vegetables, but I'll think of it eventually.
I don't know. I
Sally Norton. Sally Norton is the one that's the expert on it. Her name is Sally Norton, and she talks about it.
all right. You keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, that's what I should look up is her name, right? Sally Norton. Because the first time I heard about it, and it was like a couple of weeks, well, I had started itching a little bit and had a little breakout. But then I got one big one, and I still have a scar from that one.
Is it about the oxalates?
Oxalates. That's it. That's it. Oxalate. Oxalate dumping. And like I said, I have one big scar from it, but everything else went away. Um, and that's the only thing I have left from that.
I've got the link here if anybody is interested. Oxalate dumping. That's her video there.
Oxalate dumping. I think, but I'm glad I was further in my journey when I found out about it because there's so much to learn by this way of eating and how your
Mhm.
body's going to react. And some people have the oxalate dumping, some people never did, but do rather. But I did, and at least I was far enough in my journey to go, okay, why am I having this? And it was funny. Her name just popped up, her video came out, and it was just like, oh, now I know why I'm doing this. Okay.
Right. Right. Aaron says, no way the butter helps my brain. Okay. Disaster pants.
Disaster pants.
It's real.
I like calling it the pyrotechnics.
Yep. Guys, so
But
when I
another
first
thing I found
transitioned,
too, it's cleared my skin too.
yep.
Yeah, it's cleared my skin a lot.
Guys, so when I first transitioned from keto to carnivore, I won Olympic gold in the 200-meter
Oh,
bathroom sprint.
that's funny. That's funny.
You're crazy. Photo fish is always better than hiding the cleanup. Oh,
Y'all
Charlie
are
girl hoot.
so on it tonight.
That's funny. And yeah,
Yep,
oxalate
oxalate
dumping.
dumping. Thank you, Dustin. We just
Psoriasis.
figured it out. No, I didn't have psoriasis, but I have, and like my grandmother had, and then my mom had a little bit. Our skin on the. I wish I could hold my leg. I got my leg up, but you can't see it. It's like at the front part of my leg. It's really dry and cracked, and looks like alligator skin. Um, I started noticing that it starts literally, and it still does, even though I am carnivore, starts around October when the weather changes, and it lasts until early May. Again, as the weather changes, it's like seasonal, but it's cracked skin during the summer. I try to make sure my legs get in the sun a lot, and it helps. But I have it, but not nearly as bad as it was. And it doesn't really itch or anything. It's just weird looking. It's
Need to
not
put some beach
contagious.
tallow
It's
on there.
Right. And I've got tallow soap now.
Hmm.
My daughter and I are about to make a big thing of tallow body butter. I tried some of Emma's body butter and I really liked it. So yeah,
Interesting.
I yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it looks so much better. It's still flaky. I'm looking at my legs now, still a little flakiness to it, but it's way smoother. The scarring is almost going away. So it'll be interesting to see if it how bad it comes back this fall. But it's seasonal. And it's when the climate changes. If I'm in a
Mhm.
hot environment, it goes away. But it's something
Nice.
about it, yeah. It does something weird when the weather changes to cooler weather.
Yep. Sherry said I have psoriasis, but it has nothing to do with what I eat. Do you know what causes it?
Right.
My hubby almost gave up keto because of constipation. I finally started MCT oil in his coffee. Fix that. He's a chicken eater.
So I'm gonna fix you today, buddy.
Oxalate
Yes,
dumping.
oxalate. Yeah, oxalate dumping. I don't know why I always forget that
Sally
word.
Norton. Yep, we got it.
Yep, Sally Norton. Yep, sure did.
I was posted about it along with her name. There you go. And I posted her name. Yes, Brian, I don't have Amazon or Apple, so I will have to wait until I can afford to get it or when it comes to one that doesn't cost. Yeah. I just subscribed to Terry's channel. Thank you,
Oh,
Sean.
thank you. Thank you.
Thomas, you don't have to have Amazon. You either rent or buy. They should come across it soon. Funny how they don't see it in the chats, but they got it anyway. Yeah, I can't, I don't like skipping ahead in the chat. So, you know, I have to get going. Busy weekend. I will see you all soon. Love to all. Have a great evening. You too, Sean. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you for coming.
Yes, I could rent it. I still need to wait a bit. Yep, I get it, Thomas. I've had that crusty on his ankles for years. 3 months keto healed up. Nice.
There you go. There you go. I'm waiting for all the, and I know because everyone, well, I kind of, with the OMAD, I guess it's considered intermittent fasting, but I'm waiting for more of the skin to tighten up.
I think we all are. Teresa, there really can't be psoriasis. Psoriasis is chronic with no cure. You probably have a mild case of eczema.
Yeah, but I thought eczema was itchy. This doesn't look like the eczema I've seen.
It's hard to say. You
Yeah.
tried some Emma's body butter. I never thought to eat the stuff. Okay. And they do not
I'm
know
going
what
to
causes
leave that
psoriasis.
alone as well.
Yep. They do not know what causes psoriasis. They have figured out it is immune related, but for me, food does not affect it. I am 69 and have had it since I was 21. Wow.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that, Sherry.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
All
I'm going to run this banner and thank all of my
right.
members
All right.
and
Yay,
just let that
members.
run. But Terry, it's been great. If anybody has any questions for Terry, please put them in the chat and we'll go from
If I
there.
don't know the answer, I'll make up something.
That's right.
No.
So, what is it? Here's a question that most people have. I know you said
Okay.
you're usually OMAD.
Hmm.
What is your typical day of eating like? What I mean, I know carnivore is pretty simple because you're going to have meat.
Right. Right. But are you going to have meat or are you going to have meat and meat? Or are you going to have
Mhm.
meat and meat and meat? And maybe throw an egg in it. Well, sometimes and I think everybody goes through this. Sometimes I don't even want to look at an egg. And then sometimes I'm like, gobble up almost 2 dozen in a week. I like making like egg salad, my version of it. I like making mostly ribeyes and chuck
Mhm.
steaks. The poor man's ribeye. It depends on what my budget is that week. I don't eat a lot of chicken, so it was weird for me to get the chicken thighs. And when I usually eat chicken, is chicken wings. But I was watching somebody. I think well, one of them, Joe, right, Two Crazy Ketos Joe, had fixed some chicken thighs or something, and it looks so good. I'm like, I think I want some chicken thighs today.
Mhm.
So that's what made me eat that. But for the most part, I'm eating, like I said, beef, ground beef, sometimes a hamburger patty, or a lot of times I'll scramble it up,
Mhm.
um, and just put, seasoning in it. Every once in a while, I'll do, oh, for a treat, or if I'm like going to a social event, I'll put in like, how did I make that? It was ground beef. I did put some, the hot peppers and stuff in it, and cheese, and made it like a queso dip with meat,
Mhm.
and ate it with pork rinds. That's good. And it helps that my neighbor across from me is also ketovore. So a lot of times we'll swap out and do things. In fact, you
Nice.
probably heard his name in the chat too, Dennis. He made Chris's carnivore cornbread and his biscuits. So I was able to sample some of that, or I'll make
Uh-oh. Looks like she froze up. You back? Terry, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There you go. Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
But you can't hear me, right?
Right now I can.
Okay, good.
Now I
Because you
can.
froze up for a bit.
I
Sherry,
know.
Sherry said, Terry and I need to get together and go dancing.
Let me
There you
know.
go. You're
Let me
in
know.
Missouri, Terry?
No, I'm in Tennessee. That's why I
Oh,
said I
you're in.
used to live in Missouri, but I'm in
Okay.
Tennessee.
And
Yeah.
Sherry lives in Arizona. So we'll have to make a road trip because I'm in Kentucky.
But that's what I do. I got a Subaru for that purpose. And that's some of my channel too. I like to try. I like doing car trips. I like doing plane trips. I like
Mhm.
doing boat trips. I just can't sit still sometimes.
And
But when I do sit still, I'm quiet.
we gotta do a road trip to Arizona
Let's do it.
one
If
of
you're
these
if
days.
if you're in Kentucky, I'll swing by Kentucky and then we'll head on out. What do you think?
I am in Kentucky. The beginning of August, I am going to Fort Worth, Texas for a bowling tournament
Oh,
because I won my age division for Kentucky and they
nice.
pay for a lot of the expenses. So
I love bowling.
I do too. Sherry Nevada, but you need to see Lash on Caring Man. He has psoriasis and cured it. Wow.
Mm.
I realize eggs affect my sinuses. I'll go a month, then I feel I must have eggs. Shoot, that would kill me because I
Wow.
love eggs.
Yeah. I love them, and then again, I get tired of them. Then I stop, and then I love them again. And then every once in a while, I get a craving for cream, not cream, well, cream cheese and cottage cheese. And then sometimes I put cottage cheese in my eggs, and it makes like a nice puffy egg. It's really good.
Interesting. I can't do cheese right now, but
Mm,
that was the
right,
other
right, right.
question I had. Do you do dairy?
I
But
do
obviously,
dairy, but I watch my dairy. Like heavy, kind of like she said about eggs, messes with her sinuses.
mhm.
Heavy whipping cream, I've noticed, will do that for me as well. So I have to be. I just started using it again in some iced coffee. I'll make I'll brew some coffee and I'll put that in there.
Mhm.
with the caramel macchiato keto chow to make it,
Right.
a summery drink. Um, but I'll probably be backing off of that pretty soon because I can feel it. So I don't need to drink it every day.
Right.
And I try not to eat cheese every day. Every once in a while I get a craving for it. I'll take care of the craving and then I get rid of it again.
Yeah. See, that's I'm kind of getting to the point where I miss it because I
Mhm.
haven't had it since the beginning of the month. But
Right.
it's like Brenda said, "Rut row, Scooby Doo," when you froze up.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
look who's here, Terry Least. Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Terry. The other Terry from Missouri. Woo, woo, woo. I'm the one that messaged you earlier
Yep. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you.
because I was watching her channel on something, and then I saw your lineup, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna have two Terrys from Missouri, and we both spell our name correctly with an I. So there you go.
Yep. I'll have to try the eggs and cottage cheese. I would never thought
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, it's, believe it or not, it's really good. It makes it
You
more
just
like the little puffy eggs that you would get, like the egg bites. Yeah.
Yeah. You just blend it up like you're beating the eggs in with the cottage
Mm-hmm.
cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I
Definite.
need caramel macchiato. Thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cause problems here.
It's all good. See, yay, Missouri Terry's rule.
Oh, and Terry Least, I hope we mentioned it earlier, and you were talking about butter on your channel. I'm the one that mentioned try beef fat instead. Try beef fat, not so much butter, but try beef fat and see what that does for you. It really helps in breaking stalls.
I
Somebody
actually
else in the
said
chat
beef
also
fat
said the
mixed
same
with
thing.
bacon fat.
Oh, and beef, yeah, that too. That's for more flavoring of stuff, though. I'm over here looking at the jar that I have. Like, I wouldn't mind dipping my finger in it, right?
You should make little like pucks out of that and freeze it.
That's true.
The combination of the
That
beef
is
and the
true.
bacon fat.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
That's a
there
very
you
good
go.
idea. Yeah,
Because I
I
know
think
we
I
get
might do it,
the
and I'll put it on my channel.
Cindy gave me this idea.
Yeah, Cindy gave me this idea. Had y'all ever thought about it? Because I'll give credit where credit's due. Trust me.
I will check that out about the lash on Carrie Mann. Thanks. I am always open to new natural type treatments. So, yeah.
Natural is the way to go, man. That's the one thing I am happy that my mom raised me that way. She
Mhm.
was more of a naturalist, even back in the day when that may not have been as popular, but she was all about homeopathic medicines and all that.
Right.
So, yeah, and I raised my kids similar to that. They're not carnivore, but they now understand the importance of proteins and they're trying to increase that. I'm also trying to get them to increase a little bit of the fat with it, but they're getting there. They are getting there, and I'm so proud of them. So
That's
proud of
good.
them.
That so helps when you got family members that are going to follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
I have two sons that I only wish they would. One is very ill, and it's like it's it's
And it's
whatever.
heartbreaking.
They've
Yeah, I
all
know.
hurt
We
themselves.
talked about that in Chris's chat. If
Mhm.
again, if we only knew back then, we could have done something. But now they're
Right.
adults, and just got to pray for them.
Yeah, and they got to wisen up. I set the example. Now they gotta take that and run with it
They
because
that part. But our adult children, when you try to tell them what to do, it's not effective. But it's kind of like what Dustin said. But if you just show them, they start going, oh, well, maybe. Or if someone else tells them, And hopefully, it's bringing it full circle of what you just said. Then it's
Mhm.
like, oh, that might work.
See, I have shared videos with them, little
Hmm.
short videos, because I don't, as much as my lives go long, the long preachy videos I can't
Hmm.
do. It makes me crazy. But the short videos that get the point across, I share those with them all the time. And
Hmm.
it's like, you know, just get it done. Sherry said that would be me now, Terry. I was 98% vegetarian. Now I call myself a vegavore because I eat meat. I would say 80-20 now. That's a good name. A vegavore. A vegavore. That's pretty cool. She is. Uh-oh. You're back.
There you go. I relate. Mom says it, and I'm like, whatever. When someone else
Someone else
says it.
says it. Oh, light bulb moment. Yeah, exactly. You
I'm
froze up
still
again
here
on us,
somewhere.
Sherry or Terry. So, do you
A
see this
vegivore.
vegavore? I
Yeah, I
love
see
it.
the vegivore. I'm cracking up. Yeah, I
That's
saw
funny.
Terry's statement too.
Yeah, you froze up again for a minute, and
Yeah, we can be hard headed.
vegivore. I should change the spelling. Vegivore. I got it.
Across the screen, but I.
Uh-oh. It happened again. You were doing whoop, whoop.
Uh
Yeah, I think it's trying to tell us something.
oh.
It's time to,
Sorry. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I guess so.
My sister,
That's because sisters don't always listen either. I don't know what she means by that.
well, here's the deal. She started keto June of 2020, and we have two other sisters also. And we have a
Okay.
sister chat on Messenger that goes, and she kept putting in little things and videos and constant about keto, keto this, keto that, keto this. From June till September, I was like, oh my goodness, would she just stop? So I said to my husband, I said, Debbie keeps talking about this. I'm just going to try it just to shut her up. And I owe all of my success to her because I would never have done it without her persistence. So, yeah,
Oh,
that's why she
good
says that.
job, sister. Good job.
Oh, yeah. We've been to
Yeah.
several meetups together. We've been to conventions together. It's been great. Our two sisters, no,
I'm
they
sure
won't. Exactly. Good
they won't
sister
attempt it, huh?
influence. Oh, no, no.
There you go.
But anyhow, before we lose you again, I'm
Okay.
just gonna say, we're gonna have to say goodnight. It's been over an hour and a half already. It doesn't
Oh,
seem like
wow. It
it.
doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel
No,
like
it's
it.
been great. But thank you everyone in the chat for joining us on this Friday evening.
Yes.
And I will see you again on Wednesday with Brian. So far, I have no one for next Friday, so I might get a night off.
There you
Or
go.
somebody could pop up and volunteer.
I think someone in the audience should do it. Let's do it.
I think
Come on,
so.
people.
I've had several people on that do not have channels. That would have no way to get their story out other than to do this. I'm trying to get Lynn to come on and do this. She's like, no, 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 no. Sherry, another one. You know, I've had
Come on,
Sean on. I've
Sherry.
had Charlie on.
We
I've
can
had
we can do
Thomas
a West
on.
Coast swing.
I've
We
had,
can
there you
dance
go.
on here virtually. Come on.
There you go, Sherry. I'll bring Terry back and the three of us will sit down.
We'll
You
do a
all will
virtual
talk dancing and I'll just
dance.
sit here and watch and listen.
There you go.
Anyway,
That'll be fun.
Terry said, have a great night, ladies. Deb said it's been fun.
Yep. Thank you.
Liz said it's been fun. See everyone next time. Yes. And Brenda says, someday maybe, but I'll be at retreat next week. Well, you have fun at that quilting retreat. And everybody in the chat, I will catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Uh-oh. That's the